I was listening to it again today because I didn't get on yesterday after the game, so I thought I would listen to it. The aftermatch show, and it was a wee bit like a time capsule going back in 2010. We'd won a game that we expected to win. It wasn't very great. Some people were thinking it wasn't good, but the main thing was we got the points, and that's what we used to do back in those times. So if we keep doing that there and going to these hard places and maybe not playing beautiful football for the whole 90, but we come away with 3 points, then I'll take that every time.
I thought we played reasonably well in the first half, Bridge.
Yes, absolutely. I thought we did. And parts were quite outstanding because we're going to try and remember, for me anyway, and I don't know what the boys in the lobby think or even the boys listening in, I wonder, is that the biggest team in Scotland, that team we were playing? They looked like monsters.
They would win the tug of war competition.
Oh, God, they were some size. And, of course, you're trying to play a bit of decent football against them and you're doing quite well for the 45 minutes. But they got somewhere along the line, they managed to do a wee switcheroo and they managed to do things, change a couple of wee things here and there. And before you know it, they're bombing these 45, 50-yard diagonal balls right on top of our fullbacks, who neither of the two of them, either side, can actually jump for the ball. But I think our centre-halves managed to sort of hold their head up. They managed to clear quite a lot. But really and truly, if we're going to get that type of punishment, football-wise, we're going to get that type of punishment, if that's what to expect, we need to have more people filling in behind the midfield, if you follow what I mean. We need to pack the midfield from a defensive perspective so we can help everybody. We need to, if we're 1 up, then we have to be able to learn how to defend a 1-0 lead. That's what we need to do. We were 2-0 up yesterday and we actually struggled. And once again, the last 20 minutes we started to struggle about the last 15.
I think the problem was, Bridge, we wouldn't have had to defend it if we didn't give the ball away so cheaply.
Well, of course, but no, these are the lessons we've been asking for us to learn for a long time. You got a wee bit of weakness anywhere. You run up the park and everybody's stepping forward and blah, 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 blah. Then you give the most ludicrous pass away or a crap cross. Instead of, if you have a shot at goal that goes right out of the bar, so what? You can muster the trips back again. But if you give the ball away and they run right past you, they'll run right past you and the next two is coming behind you as well. And that's what happens to us.
Ulster, the game of 2 halves, definitely for you yesterday. Who was the positives for you?
I felt we Jason Holt, the game was very good. Although I thought Candias was fantastic as well. He's definitely coming on the game since Pedro's left, which is funny because it says signing, but since he's left, he seemed to have come on much leaps and bounds. Also liked as well was, especially in the second half, we were under pressure a wee bit, but I was really impressed with Jamie Murphy coming back. It looks as if they're starting to get a partnership there, because anytime our left back was up there, Declan John was up there, sometimes maybe Coddick going forward, you see Jamie Murphy running back and covering that position, a bit like what Candias does at times for Cavaliers. So maybe they're starting
Murphy,
to link up. Yeah, I thought Murphy was very good as well, yeah.
He's wiry, isn't he? I thought, my memory, it just shows your memory plays tricks. I can't remember him being so slight, but he's obviously wiry. I thought Bates had a good game yesterday for us, Ulster.
Oh, Big Bates, yeah. Yes, I have to agree there as well, yeah. Big Bates, fantastic. He's definitely growing into that role, isn't he?
Yeah, Bridge being an all centre-half, an all warrior.
Yeah, the boy Bates is a breath of fresh air as far as his defensive duties are concerned. And I can't say enough about Russell Martin. I think he's also a tremendous thinker of the game as well. Very happy with them, both of them. Very happy.
Just on that, Russell Martin, I was listening to his his interview after the game, and he was saying about his experience, and he says the boys probably get annoyed at him at times because he's always talking to them, but that's what we've needed, a leader in there to talk people through a game. So it's good that we've got someone in there who can do that for us back in the defence.
Yeah, I think an all-pro, being an all-pro yourself, Bridge, you don't mind if you're doing the talking if a young guy chips back at you as long as he's right, yeah?
Well, I have to say, I know a few teams...
I think the bridge is cut.
His wife's...
So I actually went to put myself off mute there, and I wasn't. I got confused. Sorry.
So while you were talking, you put yourself on mute. That's
exactly.
So far.
Mental, isn't it?
Everybody says that's a made sense. You've made for years.
There's a few teams that I played for latterly. Enjoyed the fact that I was sort of helping, the experience, talking to people all the time. Even although you argued, because people will tell you to shut up. They will get fed up listening to you because they might not be having a great game or they make a mistake or something like that. And of course, the last thing they need is somebody nipping their ear. Well, I was the one that was nipping the ears. So they fall out with you and things like that. But the end of the game's the end of the game. Say hello to everybody, cheerio, and go for a pint or whatever you do. And it's all, they never talked about it again. They all enjoyed, should I say, the fact that somebody's there with experience is going to talk to you and pull you out of hole if necessary sometimes.
Aye, I mean, so far the boy's doing it himself. I mean, obviously, he was involved in the penalty incident, but you couldn't really call that an error. He was there, and it was definitely a handball, but whether it's a penalty, it's a different debate, Ulster.
Well, this is it. In my opinion, out of the penalties, it was probably the most obvious one, though. Then again, what are you meant to do? Your natural instincts is to put your hands up. That's just what happens when a ball's getting smashed at you. That's just instinct, But we got away with that one. 50-50. Some would say it's a penalty, some wouldn't. And but no, overall, I think he had a very, very good game. And I'm happy having Bates in there at the minute. He's doing a good job.
Ulster, if you put it, see if you reverse it yourself, and in your own mind, a bit of honesty, truthfulness. If those two things happened when Rangers were attacking and the defenders did those, and the referee never gave a penalty for either of the two of them, then you may have a genuine complaint. Yeah, I mean, it's happened to us dozens of times. We got penalties. We should have got penalties and didn't get them, and we were starting on the border of cheating to the referee. So I would suggest that, in my opinion, if it was me being the centre halves, being a defending team, none of those two were penalties, genuine penalties. The ball was too near, and the man was in mid-air. One of them, man was still in mid-air when the ball hit his arm. So there's very little he could do in that sense. The second one was a full blast. So if the referee had said no penalties there, I would have been quite happy with that. I had no complaints. That's what I would say.
But I just thought the referee had a good game yesterday, and obviously they two incidents are big talking points. But I reckon they gave the Martin penalty because it was the second incident. Because they're influenced, they're human, they make mistakes and they see things, and then they get pulled round by the reaction of the game. They think, I better give this one because I never gave the last one. I'm not saying that's right, but that's how it works sometimes.
What I was going to say was there was one incident, I think there was maybe at least one incident that should not have note, when Murphy was running into the penalty box and the guy came screaming across. Now, I don't know whether Murphy had, shall we say, mistimed it or what, but he seemed to have lost the ball, in my opinion. But he still got brought down in some way or other, So I don't know how the ref views that, whether the ref just says, no, carry on.
Could have been, mate, in the first half when he gets in the box and the boy.
So if the referee had given a penalty there, I wouldn't have had a complaint because there's no doubt that the defender came in and the defender ended up hitting him. Whether he hit him after he was down or no, I don't know. But at the same time, they never gave it, so I'm not going to complain. I just, sometimes with penalties, it's not worth the bother for complaining,
Aye. So if people want to join us, what's the number, Ulster? It's 0141 356 1972. They can join us where, Bridgeman?
You can join us on Skype at rangersradio.online. If it's their first time, they may have to get in touch with Fox/Rangers Radio and send a wee friends request, and Fox will bring you in and he'll show you a lot of things. It's very good.
Fox has got a panel line in, mate. He's on light duties. He's in charge of turning the lights on and turning the lights off at night, mate.
Sorry, boys, I had to put a wee girl just back to bed there.
Oh, you need to get a bigger cudgel, mate, and sort the girls out. Sees me still getting run ragged. She's 22, but there you go, that's another story. So we move on, and people want to join us, give their thoughts on the game. Who they thought it a good game, who they thought it a bad game. Josh Windass came in for a lot of criticism yesterday after the game. Ulster, what were your thoughts on his performance?
I thought Josh Windass done okay at times. I think we don't get he's not the kind of player who maybe gives you 3 or 4 top performances in a row. We we know he's due sometimes in Albury's performance. But I thought he done okay, but he definitely, second half he was going wanting sometimes, to be honest with you. But he's getting a lot of flack online and stuff, but I don't think it's deserved. I just think it's one of those games. It's just maybe the run of the ball just didn't work for him, but I think he could have maybe been changed a wee bit earlier, to be honest, for maybe someone else. But I don't want to give him too much criticism, to be honest. I think it's just one of those games.
Can I come in on that one? Oh, well, I will.
No, Bridge, because you're getting absolute stick in that lobby. Did you see it?
What's that about?
They've got a new Bridgeman album. There's a compilation version.
That's brilliant.
The leader of the fleet. And Cumbrian Bear says it's the middle of the road. Chibby, chibby, cheap, cheap.
Every one of them are shockers, absolute shockers.
Carry on, Bridge.
But back to the football. I've got no complaints about our forwards, other than the fact that we did miss a good number of chances, must be told. But their defence were a big, solid group of defenders. Their goalkeeper was a bit dodgy, and we managed to take advantage of that with the first goal. But in reality, anybody who goes through playing against that team, there's three things I have to say. One, their goalkeeper was a bit dodgy, but he managed to pull himself together and get himself through the game. So well done, hats off to him. Their defence at points were really solid, big defenders, took no prisoners. And third, and most important for them, they were playing the Rangers. So that team will go out against every other team in that league and no play like that. They won't have a performance like that. And
the performances we've seen this season, mate, they're in a strange position because they don't look the worst team in the league, but obviously they're sitting a wee bit adrift now, but they're a big team, mate. See, if we'd have keep playing, pass the ball well, pass the ball fast, they wouldn't live with us, because you've seen Morales, he ran away for about 3 and he's not the quickest. We've got Candias, Murphy, Windass are all, quicker than Morales, I think. So we just stopped playing, mate, and stopped past the ball, but we won the match. I think sometimes we've just got to take our 3 points and move on,
I think our centre forward, Morelos, he got through twice, but certainly one of the times in the first half he was through on his own, only the keeper to beat, and one of the other forwards coming up to help him out, and he took a shot, he took a chance, and he went for the near post. And the truth of the matter is, he probably should have been better going for the far post. But truthfully, he could have scored. We could have scored 4, 5, 6 there in the first half, and nobody could have complained. Nobody could have complained. That's how much better than them we were in the first half. As far as the rest of it's concerned, well, we fall into the same trap where we sit back and we want to sit back, but we forget as a team we're no sitting back because we stretch ourselves too much. We really need to be able to stop these balls coming in. If we're not going to try and stop the balls coming in, then we do need to come back and do a rear guard action. Simple as that.
But there's big moments in the game, and a big moment for me yesterday was Morales missed the chance to make it 2-0. I think that could have that could have been a springboard for us and going on and scoring a few goals. Ulster?
Yeah, I agreed with that. I think everything started to die down after that chance, to be honest with you. That was the big chance. I think if that had went in, the heads would have went down to Ross County, and you wouldn't know what the score could have went from then. But I think that was a big turning point in the game. I think Morales put the head down a wee bit after that as well. He seems to be the kind of player, it's complete opposite as Cummings. Whether Cummings has the confidence anyway and belief, whether Morales seems to be the type, if he's not scoring, the belief leaves him, and he starts to put the head down, thinks it's not his day. That's just something, hopefully, as years go on and experience, that he just has to know that he is a good enough player. He can score. It's like any striker. If you miss chances, you just got to have the belief that you can get the next one. But I think that's something you learn from experience. Just keep the head up, keep working away, and the goals will come for him.
I agree with you there, Ulster, but I've got 2 problems with that. One is the players that were playing, and one of them is Windass. Windass was through 2 or 3 times last night, and the boys in the lobby will be able to verify this. He had 2 shots at goal, and one of them he should definitely have scored. He was too low with the shot, and the goalkeeper managed to make a nice save of it. But truth be told, he should be scoring a lot better goals, a lot more goals against teams like Ross County. Windass should be able to put the ball in the net at will against these teams because they don't have the highest quality. He's through, he's getting through, he's making his own space. He should be able to put the ball away a lot easier than he does. That's my only complaint about some of our players. They're not doing the easy thing. That's my only complaint. Obviously, the boys in the lobby give me stick again.
It's getting the ball in the net, mate. Sometimes we seem to make a wrong decision. Well, you should be crossing it. You should just put your laces through it and vice versa. But look, scoring goals hasn't really been my problem this year. If you look at the league table, it's been our defence was the one that gave us problems. So obviously, we've got a completely different defensive partnership that we'd have thought. At the start of the season, obviously, we thought Alves and Cardoso would come in with Danny Wilson as backup. But all of a sudden, there's none of them in the team.
Amazing, isn't it?
Aye, none of them in the team didn't see it coming. Look, I think it's only right we hear from our manager, Graham Murray, to see what he's got to say on the game. But before we do that, if people want to join us, what's the number, Bridge?
The number is 0141 956.
No, 356.
356, sorry. 1972. My apologies.
All right. Or you can join us at rangersradio.online where Fox will bring you in and let you take part in the panel. So if you don't mind doing a mute, we'll hear from your manager, Graham Murray.
Graham, another 3 points. How did you view it today?
I thought in the first half we should have been out of sight. Some of our movement, some of our passing, the way that we opened them up at times was really, really, really good. We need to be a little bit more clinical, and also we need to have a better structure behind our attack to stop them going from their final third into our final third quite so easily. But in the first half I was really pleased. At half time I said to them, don't sink, we maintain control of the game. They came onto the game a wee bit and actually put us under pressure, but I'm glad the guys saw it out and 2 good goals for different reasons. But also I thought that the spirit in the camp will be bolstered by that, because I said to them, you have to make sure you respond in the same way as Aberdeen in this game today, and I thought our application, our attitude was first rate.
Talk about the goals. Firstly, Daniel Candeias perhaps deserved it for a superb individual performance today.
Do you know what? We've been asking him to score more goals, to get in the box more, and he hit a fantastic strike. So I'm really pleased for him because he works really, really hard for the team. It's nice for him to get a bit of individual recognition as well. I do think at times we can use him more, we can use his attributes more, we can actually exploit his pace because he's really, really, really quick. We just need to get him to believe in himself as much as we do. If we do that, he can be a real positive find for us for the second half of the season. And then you bring on Jason Cummins, who actually moans at Daniel, ironically, for not setting him up, and then goes and scores a really, really good goal. And that's why you bring these people in. I'm really in a fortunate position that I can go and do that and bring the guy in. So I'm pleased for us to go and get the win, and I'm really pleased that the penalty didn't become a critical element in the game.
Jason Cummings as well, we know strikers want to score goals. He's a confident guy, and that'll do the world for him.
He thinks he'll be taking everything from now on, penalties, corners, free kicks, goal kicks, a lot. So he's not lacking confidence, certainly. He's a bubbly guy, he's loving life at the moment. I asked him to go and get us a goal. He goes and gets us a goal, but I thought we can get him fitter, we can get him stronger, we can Jamie Murphy fitter and stronger. These guys haven't played a lot of football, we can utilise them more and get them to a better level. All of the guys that have come in have enhanced what we're trying to do. They've all been positive, and that's really good for me as a manager now, because I've got decisions to make.
Without wanting to dwell on the penalty decision, are you pleased with the way the team saw the game out after that spell?
Yeah, because I didn't think in the second half we kept the ball well enough, and we went too long. We went from back into the middle and then tried to kill them with a killer pass that wasn't on. The spaces weren't there. We had to actually be more patient with the ball, but that'll come the more that we trust each other and the more that we actually get used to playing the style that we want to do. But some of our movements, some of our passing was really good. And then they get the penalty, and it becomes critical that we stand up to the challenge, because they load the box. There's some big boys in their team, and we stood up to that. And it's a different kind of challenge than we'll face against Celtic and Aberdeen, but we stood up to it really well, and I'm pleased for them because they've been challenged to back up a good performance with another good one, and it's a good result for us to come here and grind that out.
And just finally, after Aberdeen for large spells for the first half, particularly today, does the potential of this team excite you?
It does, and the quality of our movement, the clarity of our passing was really, really good at times. I thought we lost that in the second half. I thought we lost the sharpness of our play. There was some flashes of it that were great, and they couldn't cope with us at times. That's what our game needs to look like, and that's what the guys need to do. When we start to lose it, what do we do to get it back? And when we understand that, and when we understand each other better, we'll be able to sustain that more. And once we do that, I think that we could really push on and really be a threat in all the competitions we're in.
Well, thanks for that, Fox. I think he's been listening to us, Ulster, hasn't he?
Yep, he has. I like listening to Graham Murray, to be honest. I think he's growing in confidence as the team is. You hear it in him. But at least he's not, he realises himself, he's the first to say it. They weren't as good in the second half, and he wants us to do better. But as he said himself, there is players there who are completely new to each other. It's going to take a while. Plus, a lot of them these new ones haven't played much football this season. But once they start gelling together, I think the proof's there. We've seen it in patches that we could be a real force in this league.
Consistency, Bridge.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's quite an honest assessment of the game. He's right. We should have been out of sight at half time.
Well, we've all said that tonight. We've spoke about it. I mean, I've put it up as high as like 5-6 really good chances that we didn't take. And some of the boys in the lobby could, if they've took notes in their mind, they could probably think of maybe another couple that could have easily happened, or if we'd made the one pass, it would open the game up for another goal, that kind of thing. In the second half, we were horrendous compared to we were in the first half. First half was really good football for us. I still think that the pitch wasn't right for the type of football we were trying to play. I think it was too sticky, and the ball wasn't zinging across the top of the pitch like it does normally in a wet pitch. It seemed to be rather. I thought it was kind of stuck a wee bit rather than anything else. But over and all, I'll tell you now, that was a fabulous result for the Rangers. Fabulous result for us.
Talking about fabulous, we've been joined by Blue Shadow. How are we doing, Blue?
Oh no, Shadow!
How we doing, boys? I think going on, no him, no.
What's happening this show? We'll have a fabulous this week, a gorgeous last week.
Oh, gorgeous. That was his own fault. That's what he told us, wasn't it, Bridge?
It was indeed.
That was a quote, unquote, but there you go. How we doing, Blue? What's on your mind?
Oh, just a sort of well, I said you got old Bridgeman there. He's good on the defence and that, but once you get outside the central defensive area, it gets a little bit shaky. So I thought back things up a bit.
He doesn't realise it's a big pitch out there, does it?
Oh, when Bridgeman went over that, Bridgeman went near the halfway line. He got a nosebleed.
Shockers. What can I say?
There was one season he went into the circle,
He didn't. Did he get a visa?
He went into the circle.
I'll tell you, you wouldn't know what hit you. A full pitch of football to play in front of. That's why the teams you played for lost a lot of goals, because you couldn't get back.
No, Bridge, no. That's not true.
Typical midfielders.
No, that's not true.
That is the truth. It is the truth.
Oh, the toys are coming out.
I love it. I used to say that to the midfielders, and you had nae bottle. You have got nae bottle at all. Get yourself back here, and then get into the battle here. Get in here. Just start rubbing them up.
And they're all going, wouldn't we want to be in a battle when I had the update for his Blue Shadow?
That's it. I don't want to go near there. Look what he looks like.
Brains, Blue, brains,
Brains, quality, culture, it's all in a good midfielder.
Anyway,
what
happened at half time yesterday, Blue? What's your thoughts? I've watched part of the game again. I think what they've done, and I'll run it past you. I know you like to watch the tactical side of the game. At first, they sort of played with two up front, no a direct two, but two trying to get close to each other. So when we were passing the ball out, we'd enough men with the 4 men back there to spray it about the back 4. But what they seemed to do in the second half to stop us passing the ball was one of them dropped back that sort of pushed their midfield fanned out wide, so that sort of stopped Declan John and Tav getting involved. So then we're left with Bates and Russell Martin with the ball, who are centre halves, who we're trying to get the ball up to, say, through to the boy Goss up to maybe Windass, looking to get Murphy and Candia sprung off, but we couldn't get that passing game going. And fair play to them for noticing that, I think. And when I watched that again, maybe about the 40th minute, they changed their shape. So they kept with that, and that meant when we had the ball, we stopped passing it. And we should have reacted to that. Maybe went long for a while, maybe looked to do something different, but we didn't. And hopefully we'll pick up on that base managerial and on the park. Don't know how you see it, Blue.
Well, that's what I was trying to say yesterday when I said about tactical change and making a total horse's ass of it, that I did. But there just seem to be, they seem to generally have more men in midfield, whether they manage that by pushing up higher up the pitch. I don't know how, but they certainly seem to have a lot more players further up the pitch, pressurising. As you say, pressurising our defence, so we couldn't. There was no space around our back four, like you were saying, and also just in front of them when you've got two defensive midfielders as well. And if you've only got one up front, you can't clip the ball over the top, especially when your lone striker's only 5'9", and he's up against two central defenders, especially one of them 6'6".
He was a giant. He was a giant. See the biggest player in the league, Bridge.
He's got to be in it.
I was talking to myself there. No, yeah, it must be. We were talking about him yesterday, and I think that I personally think that someone like that, maybe a wee bit more refined, but someone like that Rangers need. I'm not talking about for tomorrow, but for certainly from a future centre half pairing, we need someone that size with a huge big heart and all the bottle in the world. That's what we need. Someone that's add in this physique. And you add to that the fearlessness and all the rest of it, and the pride that it could carry Rangers jersey. That's what we need. We desperately need we need someone like that, and he could be the pivot point in your team. And that's to be honest. I thought Alves would have been that, but no.
Not necessarily, mate. I mean, as I say, if you go back to the old. What was counted as one of the best defences ever in the Premiership down in England, that old Arsenal defence, and I think part of what made them so good was having a 6'4" defensive midfielder in front of them.
Mm-hmm. I'm not disputing the fact that we don't have people of that size anywhere in our team, right?
Aye.
Right, so I'm just looking at purely from a defensive perspective. I thought Alves was going to come in and be the person that can actually. The way the game's played in Scottish football is very, very, no matter much of it on the deck. When a lot of teams play against Rangers, it's mostly put high balls into the air and they'll see what happens, let them battle for it. We don't have people who have got the height and the physique to be able to stand up to the battle all the time. That's all I'm meaning.
Aye, but it's also as well, go back up to the other end of the pitch, is we've only got one way of playing. I say, one way of playing up there. If we're going to get rid of Herrera, we've got to make use of him. So we've got somebody that we can play a ball up to. We've either got to get rid of him or we've got to make use of him. So when we come up against something like that, if you put something on there like Herrera, you can play the ball up to and have somebody else playing off him, so you can miss out the midfield when they start.
Actually, nonsense. I have to say you've been very consistent in saying these things, particularly using Herrera. He is a big tall lad, and he's quite large as well. And he's no fool. I don't know whether our manager trusts him. That's all I can say, because I know. Sorry,
we need to get some. As I say, it's no matter of trust whether you trust him or no. If he's not doing what you want him to do, you've either got to get him coached into doing what you want him to do, so you can put him on, or you get shot of him.
Yeah, these are the decisions that Rangers have got to make.
The easy things to coach him, mate. The hard things getting shot at him.
I know.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Ask yourselves. Does anybody think that Herrera would make it in Scotland? I would imagine you would need at least a season of him being able to just walk in and out of the team at will. So we would always make a spot for him if he feels like playing. Let him play. I don't think we can afford to do that. I think he's got some nice touches, and people admit that. The trouble is he's no consistency at all, and I don't think he's even anywhere near match fit, to be honest.
Well, I think he looked a far better player when he first got here.
He's not progressed any.
He's gone backwards. I mean, when he first got here, he had a cracking touch. Ball came in like a bullet, and he'd just kill it dead and bring it under his control. He could bring other people in, especially Morelos, who at the time was playing out on the left-hand side. So I think we need, and also as well, if you're going to play a big man up front, you go back to the old days again, like not that long ago, but what was it at Sunderland? That Phillips and
Quinn.
And it was a lot
Quinn, yeah.
You keep hitting them. You keep throwing them. I'll hit them out the park, mate.
That's exactly it.
That's it. Big one up to Quinn, knocked down to that wee get, and he put them in Phillips left, right, and centre.
Well, we had a similar when you had Haitley and McCoy, so Haitley and Johnson. You had somebody big that could go and climb and fight for the ball, and invariably when he got the ball, it was a wee, shall we say, knock down or a backward header onto the person running in, which could be McCoy or anyone else for that matter. So Big Haitley did the business. I don't know if Rangers will ever have anything like that again, but there is the opportunity to use Herrera in that manner. But in fact, I'm telling a lie. The last time we had a big fella up centre forward was when we had with the bin man, Big McCullough, Lee McCullough. He played centre forward to us for a season in the lower leagues, and he was a big hit. Scored a lot of goals.
Yeah, but that was because of the level we're playing.
No, of course.
Can I just say something, Lou, that I don't think when the personnel we go to the park, they got it right, because we should have been out of sight at half time, mate. The game should have been dead and buried, you know.
I should have, but I said, as I said yesterday, the one thing that got me was we didn't create enough clear-cut opportunities in the first half for the dominance that we had, and that's something that's got to be looked at for me.
No enough efforts at goal when we're that close to the goal so often.
But the fact is, as I said, it's extremely critical. I know, but that opportunity when Morelos was through and he was getting closed down all the time, you could see that those two guys were coming into him. All he had to do was virtually stand on the ball or leave it behind him, and I think it was Windass would have come in behind him, and he'd have had an open goal. We've got to be smarter.
Yeah, 100% agree with you. That's one of the things I'm saying, Shadow. We see these things, and you see them differently with your eyes, and I see it differently with my eyes, and so did Oxtear. And we all see these things. Sometimes it actually comes in and say, well, look, that was a really great chance there. Why on earth did we not manage to do some way? Maybe make it a better chance or just score the goal? And it's quite infuriating that way, because yesterday we end up hanging on, to all intents and purposes, hanging on at the end there to get a 2-1 victory. We should have been 4-5-0 up at half time. Dead easy. We should have been as simple as that.
And there was other things yesterday, and I'm like, I can't believe this from professional footballers. There's one time Candias picked the ball up and started motoring up the park. Now Candias isn't slow by any stretch of the imagination, but the fact was that a 20-yard pass up the park to where Windass was standing would have made the break that much quicker. No matter how fast you are, you're never going to beat a ball that's passed.
No, if it's passed correctly, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, Pap.
And this is basic stuff, isn't it?
Oh, it's an easy game when you're watching it on the telly. Said that yesterday.
I have to say on that.
If there's a player that's open, you use him, don't you?
I think I have to say on that pitch is a very, very tough pitch to pass decent passes, to play decent passes when. And I have to take my eye off to young Cummins, and he took that ball somewhere on the halfway line, and he ran right up to the 18-yard box and then came across and popped it in the net. That is some run. You're talking about 35, 40-yard run and having a shot at goal and scoring a goal. That's just tremendous on that pitch. Tremendous, absolutely brilliant.
Talking about top scorers, we've been joined by Ibrox Loyal, evening Ibrox.
Popadom wrist.
Oh, we lost them again.
I thought it was a tumbleweed moment there.
Well, at least we know he's still alive, Ulster.
Yes, at least we know he's in the week.
Is he having problems?
We've got him on suicide watch. We're all having to take turns to sit with him, since Bernadette's blown him out.
But go back to what we're talking about.
Yep.
It's like we've all played on pitches that were like a ploughed field, yeah? In our days, yeah, things like that. And if you can't pass a ball or roll a ball along, a nice firm pass along the pitch and it bobbles all over the place, you clip it. You don't pass it like a slide rule pass. If things bobbling about all over the place, you clip it to the guy 20 yards up the pitch.
But then the time Bridge controlled it, mate, the movie broke down.
Oh, listen to that. I thought it was very difficult. I thought that pitch was a tester, right? And I think that the only person I saw that was able to pass the ball, I mean, actually pass the ball with any quality, was in fact that boy Goss. He made some beautiful passes. Other than that, our defence were actually missing out. A lot of the time they were missing out our midfield, and they were just chipping the ball up, hoping that Morelos or something.
To be fair, the centre backs have got to do that, haven't they? Because if there's no pass on to the midfield, they've not got a lot of options, have they?
No, I know that, and it's a wee tight pitch, so you're not going to, they've not got all the room in the world to do it. And it's magic when your centre forward can actually get the ball and hold the ball in. But people like Windass, who have got pace and energy and so on and so forth, they didn't seem to be doing what you would expect to be done. I don't know why the ball never reached them so many times. But even when it did reach them, truth be told, as I say, they screwed it up, or they had a go. Look, it sounds as if I'm complaining. I'm not complaining at all. I'm so happy that we won that game. We got a great result, and we're second in the league. Bruno and Bridgman here are just delighted.
You back with us, Ibrox?
Any better, lads?
I said, well, we couldn't hear you the last time, so it is better. You back?
Right. I think so, mate. I don't know what's happening with Skype tonight, but oh well.
Sounds like you're doing Skype for the beach.
I don't know what's going on, mate. I don't know if it's going to do an update or whatever. But
he's starting to work on that bridge.
What's that?
Has she hacked your network?
Perhaps, mate. Perhaps. But we'll let that one slide. So
nothing like a woman scorned, I'll tell you, boy.
Do you notice his username? It's called John Bobbitt.
Oh.
Right, that man's went right in my head, mate. Sorry.
Don't throw out the window of your car.
She didn't give you a link sandwich when you left, did she?
Oh,
right. These things are obviously way beyond my
right. Ibrox, Google John Wade Bobbitt.
Right, okay, I'll do that.
And it'll come to you'll understand.
First, tell us how you're doing at Boyle.
I'm doing well, mate. I'm doing well. Happy with yesterday's result, mate.
Good 3 points for you, Ibrox.
Oh, delightful, mate. First half, absolutely outstanding. By all accounts, we could have been 2 or 3-0 up by half time. Second half was maybe a bit more of a stretch. I think we maybe lost a wee bit of concentration at parts throughout the second half, but we managed to grind it out, mate, and that is what the manager was asking for. He says, you've got to go up to places like Ross County and places like that and just see a match out. It's all about persistence. We did it, and we proved that we can beat the big teams as well as the bottom 6 clubs, which obviously the first part of the season we weren't doing. So we take that one to the cup match on Wednesday night, mate, and hopefully it goes ahead. We have another good match, so
yeah, I hope so, mate. I hope so. Okay, we'll go on the panel. Quickly, I know we discussed it yesterday. Man of the match for you, Big Ulster?
Oh, man of the match. I'm split. I think I'm split between Big Bates and Candias, to be honest.
Go off the fence, mate.
Right, I'll give it a Big Bates because he's come in pretty raw, these last few games and done a really good job, so I think Bates my man of the match.
Ibrox?
I am Sean Goss, mate.
Sean Goss. Blue Shadow?
I'd go for young Bates.
Ridgeman?
Yeah, I have to say I would go with Bates, but can I just put an addendum in there? And I would say that for sheer quality, I would give it to Cummings. Came on, bit of Gallus, stroked the ball, popped it in the net. Thank you very much, and loved it.
The best Rangers player on the park for me yesterday was Sean. The best football player on the park yesterday for me was Sean Goss, but the best player on the park for me was David Bates.
Aye.
If that makes sense to anybody.
Smashing game. Although I have to say this about Bates, I've noticed a number of times now he's got big arms, big long arms, and he somehow or other manages to hit his arms with regularity when he's playing. He has to watch out for that.
He's improving, Bridge, so...
What a player. What a player he's turned out to be. He's one of the boys that we're going to get his contract extended along with Windass. And I think there's another couple there that we're going to be doing it. And now that Danny Wilson's gone, by the way, I wish Danny Wilson all the best. Thanks very much for everything, Danny. I wish you nothing but good stuff for the rest of your career, pal. Go for it.
You're
but
a
I don't know if
nicer,
there's a
you're a nicer man than me, Bridge. Once you leave, I couldn't care less what to do.
Yeah, but is it? Well, you know, do you think there's a fee involved for Rangers? Are they going to get any money out of it?
I've not heard that, but I'm sure there might be something in it for us.
Good. Well, I hope we do. I hope we get something out of it, and that'll cover whatever cost there's been. You know, I just wish them all the best. You know.
Go back to your point you were making. David Bates.
About Bates.
Aye.
I think David Bates is going to be an absolute star for Rangers, and I just hope that he signs the extension to his contract along with the other guys, and that gives Rangers a chance at come the end of the season, this season here, if they do wish to leave Rangers at any time, at least they'll have signed the extension under the auspices or the guidance of Murty, and Mr. Murty's doing a really good job. Coop's put on the lobby there as a potential $300,000 dollars. I was going to say Dembele dollars, £300,000. So really happy with that.
I'll take that. Move on, mate.
Absolutely.
Right, so we'll ask the lobby who they think, man. You've actually got your pen and pencil ready, Ibrox?
Yeah.
He can't write.
So we'll go for well, it's up to the individuals, but
you got your shoes and socks off at the ready, Ibrox?
Yeah, we'll go for it. So give us your man of the match. Whatever you think, just whatever you think. Was it Goss? Was it Bates? Was it Candias? And Ibrox will take your score. Be interested in what the lobby think. Man of the match for yesterday's performance. Goss, Roscoe Ranger. He's a good judge, that Roscoe Ranger. Candias the Coop. Bates. Tavernier, Dutchie, yesterday. Dutchie's been at the Amsterdam refreshments, I think. Shadow.
Has he been making these special? Has he been making these special cookies? You reckon?
It's what's in the dough. Pretty split there, Ibrox, eh?
Aye, it's 3 for Candias, 3 for Bates, 2 for Goss so far. There's another 1 for Candias. So Candias in the lead with 4. 5.
2 for Holt.
Looks like Skipper's dementia's playing him up bad. He's got Baxter.
Goss, but Bates was not far behind.
Dementia's playing him up.
Okay, that's all right. Pretty good.
Not bad.
I think Skipper's wanting some soup. What?
Yeah, he's up in Fochabers.
Aye, maybe, mate, maybe. Right, so everybody's seen it. Pretty much the same sort of Candias, Bates, Goss, and then obviously some fans of Tavernier and Holt. Jason Holt yesterday, I thought he had a cracking first half like most of the team, but became pretty quiet in the second half. Apart from one run, I remember he burst through right up to their goal and getting very little support. But 2 games as captain, 2 games won. Bridgeman.
Yeah, you can't complain about that. And obviously, from a long time ago, you all know in all probability how I feel and who I think should be captain. But I don't think the way midfielders are playing that any of them could be captain of a really good team. That's my honest opinion. I think the defender needs to be captain of the team. That's my honest opinion. So I would go for Russell Martin to be your captain, or even Bates. Bates is a bit young, so Russell Martin would be for me.
Oh, Russell Martin. Oh, we've been joined by Colin. I think it's the Global Ambassador. How are we doing, Al?
Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening, everybody else. Sorry if there's any background noise. I'll make this short and sweet.
All right. Rudy Bear's also joined us, but we'll come back to you, Al, for your point, then we'll go to Rudy.
I'd like to take us back to the goal on Saturday, Cummins' goal. The goal was set up with Docker, it wasn't it? With his press in the middle of the park made the player make a mistake, and he run for the edge of he run for the halfway line to have the confidence not to panic and get there at the end to put the ball in the back of the net. I thought was really good. Those 2 players must start from now on. Change the midfield. Look, I take your point on Saturday. You were talking about Goss. he's a rangy pass and that, but I thought towards the end of the first half and then before he got substituted, Ross County worked him out. They got onto him, they pressed him a lot more, and I thought he found that a wee bit difficult.
They changed their shape, Al. They changed their shape.
Aye. But they recognise he's floating about doing rangy passes. That's not going to happen in Scottish football.
Right, you're spot on, mate. They're saying, get somebody close to him.
Aye, but that's what I would have done. He's taking the beaters. So look, I think Docherty just done enough in the middle of the park for that goal. He pressed and they made the guy make a decision. But also, what I liked with Docherty and the goal was Docherty had overlapped Cummins. So I think that helped in Cummins' execution at the end to put the ball in the net, because I gave her the defender, is he going to maybe slip it to the right here to Docherty for the cross it on, and then allow Cummins just that wee bit of extra time just to slip it in the back of the net. There was a deflection granted, but I'd start him.
I think you might start on Wednesday, Cummins.
I mean, I could get a game against Fraserburgh. I'm talking about starting him in the league games, the big important games. How many games have we got left?
I don't think he's ready. I think he's in a mission, mate. He's not ready yet.
Yeah, I think he said after the. I think he said after the interview, the after-match interview, he says he was sort of blown out. He was playing only 15 minutes. He says he felt himself blown out. Maybe it's just giving him these games until he gets fully up. Maybe then once he gets his fitness up, you might even see them moving it for a two up front.
Wouldn't you be surprised if he played for about 60 minutes on Wednesday night, Al?
Yeah, fair enough. But I think you're going to start him, and I think, as I say,
I think he'll start.
Look, I like the young guys. I think that. Well, if he starts against Fraserburgh, you're looking for a hat trick. Simple as that. That's what I'd be saying to him before.
You might be right, mate.
Look,
he's a goal scorer.
I love yous and leave yous.
All right, big man. Always a pleasure.
You take care of yourselves, man. Take care of yourselves. Hopefully they build that bridge for you, big fella.
We'll get you home. That could be a project, Al.
That'll save me a fortune.
Aye. I'll sort that. I'll get a bit of cash out of that. 20 billion they're talking about.
Aye.
A bit of money to be made there, boys.
Just think of the scrap, Al.
The scrap. I'll be in that Irish Sea. Right, take care, gentlemen.
See you later, mate.
Cheers, Al.
How we doing, Rudy?
Hi, guys. How we doing? Evening.
All right, mate. Now that you've calmed down and reflected on it.
I watched
3 points.
I watched it again today. I thought we've actually... Yeah, it's different, isn't it, when you know the score and you can sit back and just sort of watch properly what's happening. You get caught up in it when it's live and you're urging the team on and stuff like that. So I sat and watched it again today. Do you know what? We played some really good football in that first half, so we did some really good stuff, like some really nice passing and movement went on there. And really should have been about 3 up by half time. The game should have been over and done with by half time, really, don't know what happened at half time, they changed their shape obviously, and we couldn't seem to combat it, kind of knocked us a wee bit. But look, wee tight part, big strong team. Other teams have went there and struggled, in the past. We certainly struggled to beat them last season, didn't we? So I'll take that all day long. 2-1 win up there. Good 3 points, really good 3 points. So it was.
I think they've actually played all the big teams in this last run of form. I know they've lost a lot of few games, but I don't think they've lost any game more than 1 goal. So, they're giving all the teams a tough wild match.
They're not the worst team in the league, are they?
No, definitely not. I've seen worse, to be honest.
What would you call him?
They're just unfortunate.
What's his name? I've forgotten his name. Their manager. What do you call him?
Owen Coyle.
Owen Coyle. He said in his after-match interview that he thought Ross County played really well in the second half, and he's probably got a point. They did play fairly well in the second half. And he says that other games they had played the same way, and were unlucky. I think you can see his point a wee bit. If they played as well as in other games as they have in that second half, then I can imagine they've been unlucky at times. Maybe their position in the league's a bit false,
But they're still getting caught adrift, mate. Still getting caught adrift.
Aye. Well, that's what I was going to say.
When you watched it again, mate, who shone for you?
Bates for me. I think he's just getting better and better as the game's going. And I think having Russell Martin next to him with bags and bags of experience is just going to help him on no end at all, Just to touch on something that Bridgeman said about Danny Wilson, I wish him all the best. Like, you know, came out the blue a wee bit disappointed, but it is what it is, you know.
You're a nicer man than me.
I could tell you that, Ox, you know. But apparently we're getting, you know, rumours are to be believed, we're getting about 270,000 for him, you know, so that's all right, and a bit of money. You know.
Well, aye.
Bates for me is certainly coming on to a game. The boy's just getting more confident. I mean, there was times at the end of last season and games at the beginning of the season, sometimes, as I said before, he looked a bit like Bambi on ice to me, you know, for about 10, 15, 20 minutes of a game. But he seems to, his confidence is rising, you know.
Well, that's him. You get man of the match at Pittodrie, man of the match at Parkhead. You're getting a man of the match at Ross County. The boy must be doing something like Blue Shadow, eh? Oh, was Blue.
I'll come in there.
Sorry, I did a bridge, man.
Is that your first time?
Shadow, you dancer.
On you go, Blue. Once you've apologised to Bridge.
Oh, don't want to start habits like that, for God's sake. Bates, yes. As I said a couple of months ago, I said I didn't know what had made the big difference this year, because all of a sudden he looks like a player, and he's just got stronger and stronger. And long may it continue. We did say, you know, would Wilson and McCrory be our centre-back pairing for the future? But now with Danny Wilson leaving and McCrory becoming a central midfielder, will it be, I don't know, it'll be Bates and Aidan Wilson, will it, you know, long term?
Could be, mate, if they keep improving. I'll tell you, the boy Wilson's like McCrory, mate. I think when he moves up to men's football, he could end up playing a different position.
Aye, quite easy.
Boy.
And he's also he's talented in terms of distribution and stuff as well.
Do you know?
He's probably better.
Something I've noticed about Bates in the last couple of months, he looks like he's bulked up a lot. He's a big unit now, isn't he? You know, he was kind of, you know, he's a big gangly kid last season, but he certainly looks like he's put the beef on a wee bit. He's been in the gym, I think, you know, building muscle, because he's certainly bulked up a bit. So he has.
Either that, he's been in Greg's.
I was going to say, I know how he feels.
I don't mind a pass there too myself, you know. But he certainly does. He looks like he's a bigger unit this season than he was at the end of last season, you know, so he's obviously been working on that, you know, bulking up a bit.
Fair play to the boy for taking his chance, Bridgeman, eh?
Look, the guy, to me, the guy's a really good player, and he's got a lot of good qualities. There are issues in there, maybe youthfulness still there, that we need to get out of it. I still, the word that Rudy used just a second ago, it was kind of gangly. I think he's still a bit gangly, but you could see he's been a good fullback, and he will be a good centre-back. So he's a good right-sided centre-back, because he's got a bit. He's used to playing possibly more at right-back than centre-back. But he covers the ground very, very well. His natural cover is to the right side. I think he's a smashing player. I wouldn't like to see him at the heart of the defence right now. I think he's a couple of years away from that. Now you're building your team on someone. I think you need to get someone that you can build the team on, and Bates is part of the team getting built onto him. He's a good bolt on at the side, and nothing passes him. He's very, very good. He's got a lovely, lovely tackle on him when he tackles. He tackles nice and clean. He manages to get the ball. So it's quite, shall we say, deceiving how he manages to get the ball. He manages to touch the ball away from players, which is very good. My big problem with him is his arms. His arms are too fit. Sometimes his arms float away up. And if the ball hits his arms, okay, he's got away with it quite a few times, but I'm sure that sooner or later we're going to lose a couple of goals through penalties because of these arms. That's all I'm going to say.
All right, mate.
Yes, pal.
Yeah. Do you see Bates as a right-hand side of a back three? Because that time he...
Well, yes, I wouldn't be surprised that he could do that. I don't know if he's ready for that responsibility. It's a big responsibility. Nothing's in front of you, or nothing's behind you, nothing's beside you. It's all in front of you. So that ball comes down that channel there. That's yours. Yes, he's that type of player that could take care of that, I would think. But he's still young.
I just remember that time he came on that we did actually play he changed it to 3-5-2, and he just looked so at home there.
Well, you can see his comfort factor. You see
Easter Road.
Absolutely, you can see it. The boy's very comfortable, but don't expect him to run as a standard centre half in the middle of the park out to the right back position. That's not going to happen because you'll exhaust yourself. But if you're playing that nice wee niche there, the space between the full-back and the centre-half position, brilliant. He's absolutely
Anyway, Bridge, we've reached that time in the evening. If you don't mind going on mute, Fox will give us a tune.
Lights on in the night somewhere ahead. Blue turned into green and then it was red. I'm staring the night, loud music plays. The light I saw in the night was the penny arcade. Step up and play, each machine seemed to see as I walked around and round the penny arcade. Just ring the bell on the big bagatelle, you'll make all the color lights cascade. And the music played in the penny arcade. Yes, it played and it played all the time. Roll up and spend your last time. It's the blue, blue, blue sea of Irox. It's the greatest sight that I have ever seen. It's the blue, blue, blue sea of Irox. And it's part of every Rangers player's dreams. It's the blue, blue, blue sea of Irox. It's the greatest sight that I have ever seen. It's the blue, blue, blue sea of Irox. And it's part of every Rangers player's dreams. Roll up and spend your last. Roll up and spend your last. Roll up and spend your last time.
Well, thanks for that, Fox. Well, back.
Yeah.
Yep. So, Ibrox, we talked about David Bates there, and he's coming on, and obviously we said man of the match Pittodrie, man of the match Celtic Park, man of the match for a lot of people Ross County. Yeah. Can you see Russell Martin being an influence on him?
I can, mate. I think I said that partly yesterday at the post-match show, that he's a very good talker of the game. He can build people into a game, like his centre-half partners. I seen it down at Norwich when he was captain, when they were in the Premiership, and when they were in the Championships as well. Every centre-half partner he had, mate, he talked to him through a game. He built them into a reliable unit, him and another person, and it seems to be working in young Bates as well, so hopefully it continues, mate, and it goes stronger and stronger, because I don't see is Alves going to be away before Wednesday night. I don't know if that's going to happen now, but whatever happens is going to be for still a number of games now anyway, and it's day two have got it, mate, and sorry, I thought somebody was going to...
All right, fair comment, mate. Rudy?
Aye, definitely. I don't see why no. I mean, he's got bags of experience, Russell Martin, hasn't he? Watched his post-match interview as well.
And did you watch it? Did you enjoy it?
Russell Martin,
All right, that's maybe a wee plug there and a wee lead into it. So,
All right.
If Rudy enjoyed it, let's hear from Russell, Mark.
Russell, how have the guys in the dressing room reacted to what's another very good 3 points today?
I think we're all extremely happy to back the Aberdeen game up with a result like this, a win. I think there's a tinge of disappointment about the second half performance at times. It got a little bit open, a bit disjointed. In the first half we played some really, really good stuff. I think the only disappointment coming in was we hadn't scored more goals. Had to kill the game a bit earlier. But I think we've got to be delighted. I think the manager challenged us before the game to back up the result against Aberdeen. That was the standard we set, and we've come here and we've got a result when I think in previous games we haven't been doing that against these kind of teams. So it's a good 3 points, and we can keep rolling now. A bit of momentum building. First 2 games of the new year, so I think we can all be happy.
How do you feel you're settling into life at Rangers and also settling into a partnership with David Yates?
Yeah, I'm loving it. I'm really enjoying it. It's an easy group to come into and feel welcome and feel settled. It's a brilliant football club. I'm enjoying being there every day, the facilities and the training. I'm just really enjoying it. The staff are great, and to be honest, obviously, we've had 2 good wins, so it's all going well. But I'm enjoying it at Batesy as well. He's a really honest boy. He listens. He's got really good attributes, and as I said when I came in, hopefully I'll help him develop and improve. And the relationship we've got in a minute is growing, and we've done okay together. So disappointed to not keep a clean sheet today, obviously with a penalty, because I think we probably deserve it. They didn't have much in the game really, but yeah, apart from that, something to keep working on, keep building, and keep improving.
And the relationship you've got with maybe the 2 Holt midfielders, Sean Goss, Jason Holt, who started both today, that's very important as well. Have you found a good building with them?
Yeah, definitely. You need a solid spine to the team. I think one thing I'll do for the whole game, they might get annoyed, is keep talking to them and keep at them. And to be fair to Gossy, it's his first 2 games in over a year, I think. His first 90 minutes the other night for nearly a year, so he looked tired in the last, just before he'd come off, and he'll admit that. But he'll get fitter. We'll all get, I haven't played for a while as well. The new lads will settle in. Hopefully we'll keep going as a team, get fitter, and keep improving. That's the main aim. Keep getting results like this.
And a word for the fans as well. They've obviously come all the way up here in fantastic numbers. Their noise and their backing today, just superb.
Oh, unbelievable. And that's one of the main draws of playing for this football club. It's tremendous. It's like playing a home game. The amount of noise they make. So yeah, you have to come away and give them something to go home happy with, and thankfully we've done that today.
There you go, Rudy. Just for you.
Perfect time. He's a good talker, the man, isn't he? He sounds like a total pro, so he does, and I'm so glad that we've got him, to be honest, because I think it's right what he says there. I think him and Bates will develop a really good understanding as the week's going, and all goes well for the second half of the season for me, a bit disappointed, as I said earlier, about Danny Wilson, but things happen. You need to onwards and upwards, don't you? So that's what we've done with Russell Martin. You don't forget, we've still got Cardoso there, who's a young player as well. Alves hasn't gone yet, there's, even though he's out for a while, Alves.
And we've got Aidan Wilson as well.
You've got Aidan Wilson in the development squad, so we're alright, we're looking good, at the back for me, we're looking good, so aye.
We've been joined by Gary. Evening, Gary.
Evening, Gary.
How are we, alright?
Hey, Gary.
Alright, mate, what's on your mind, mate? By the way, before we start, no questions to Ibrox Loyal. Carry on.
I learned my lesson with that last night. Kidding on. No, I just actually seen the news on the website there about Danny Wilson, that he's now officially left.
Danny who?
I think we've got the perfect replacement in Russell though. Loved hearing his interview there. He talks really well. He seems really
unusual for a centre half.
Hey, you.
I know he seems really keen to build a partnership with Bates, and I think he's going to help him learn a lot as well. Obviously, because he is really experienced himself, so I think it can only be good for Bates as well. So, I'm very pleased.
Is there a possibility that we've got another Davy Weir in our hands? I mean, it's early doors yet, we need to wait and see how the rest of the season pans out, but it kind of looks a wee bit like that to me. I mean, he said in his interview there that he's talked to Bates all the while through the game, he's talking to Holt and Goss in front of him, he's telling him where to be, watch out for this, look out for that, and all that, so it's like having a captain in the centre of the defence there for me,
You're no far wrong there, pal. You're no far wrong there. It's just like having a captain in there.
An organiser. Every team needs one, Bridge.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Yeah, look, the truth of the matter is, everybody that's played football knows sometimes it's not happened for you. You know, the ball's bounced up and hit you in the knee, and it should have hit you in the shin, or you should have been able to control it, and it runs away for you, and you've made yourself and your team look bad, and so on and so forth. So if somebody runs past you and says, "Hey, get a grip of yourself," then don't take it off. Go on with it.
Yeah.
Ulster, Russell Martin, could be a reasonable signing, mate.
Yep. Well, he's got bags of experience. He's played for Norwich, I think, 300 or 400 games in the Premiership and the Championship, which is fantastic levels. And I think you heard his interview. You asked the question, could he help bring Bates along? And he said himself, he's talking to Bates, and Bates is listening to him. So Bates is obviously wanting to take all his experience and learn from him. So it's good. That's what we've been missing. I think we've been calling for that, especially last year, and different teams we haven't had leaders, people are to take command, and that's what he's doing, and that's obviously why we brought him in. So hopefully he's out of contract at the end of the season. That's someone we could be tying up, and that he'll definitely help bring those young players along in that position.
Ibrox Loyal.
Yes, mate.
Right, you were in goal.
Right.
Your organiser. Traditionally, your centre back sort of sweeper. One of your centre backs, they would do the full backs take the lead for the centre backs, where they're going to be, how far up the pitch. How important is it to have a good talker in there?
Very much so, mate. I know I was only in the reserves and whatever else, but when he was injured or coming back for injury, and being the main person at the club who was a centre half was Big Aaron Archibald, mate. He was a very good talker. He knew where to position his other defenders run about him, his other centre back, and traditionally right back and left back. But the way that Russell Martin was talking there as well about having good, solid midfielders in front of you as well is always a solid thing. And you might think the centre mids always position themselves, but if they've got a good person behind them, a senior pro or somebody who's been through a number of games, they kind of can take their feed for them as well. So I think it's very, very important, and that's why I said in yesterday's show, Russell Martin is that ideal figure for me. And I know that Jason Holt has had the captain's armband for the last 2 matches, mate, but I always seen, when I knew that he was coming in as well, and we were losing Alves, and just as we've lost Wilson there as well, that Russell Martin would have been the ideal candidate for captain, because the way that he can set up defences and a defensive unit. So,
right, okay, Gary, then Blue Shadow.
I was just going to say to Ibrox there, do you not think it would be a bit of a slap in the face, if you like, though, just to give the captaincy to somebody that's just came in? Do you know what I mean? I get where you're coming from, you know, you need a leader in that, but do you not think it would be wrong to give the captaincy to somebody that's just walked in?
Possibly, mate. It's one of the things, mate. I think let's be honest, we have got I believe a much younger team, or we're starting to get a much younger team now, with the likes of Cummins and Morales and Windass and Bates and players like that run about, mate. They might well think that it's better giving it to a more senior pro, the likes of Russell Martin. Just a suggestion, mate, that's all.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Can I come in on that?
Of course, Prince, on you go, mate.
Thank you, pal. No, I was just going to say that as far as captain's concerned, if Russell Martin is a good speaker and he's doing everything right at the back and people listen to him, which is most important, so if people listen to him and have respect for him, then there's absolutely no problem with him being given the captain's armband. However, some guys take more to, shall we say, somebody leading from the midfield. So the likes of Ryan Jack, Dorrans, Graham Dorrans, the young lad Docherty, and there's a choice. Even Russ McCrory, if he comes back. So you get 3 or 4 people, even young Holt himself. Would you like to retain some of them for captain? Personally speaking, your captain's on the park at the moment. Young Bates, he's a captain in waiting, and I think he needs someone to talk him through. And a good captain candidate is for me. If Alves comes back, then Alves and Bates would be your central defensive guys, and Alves carry Bates through, and Russell Martin to do the other part. If Alves can't make it, that's who I would suggest. He'd be the captaincy for at least 2 seasons, and that'll be passed on to young Bates. That's my opinion.
More young Bates, huh? He's got to sign that new contract first.
Well, of course, I'm presuming everything goes well and he wants to stay with Rangers, because if he doesn't want to stay with Rangers, then bye-bye, you know.
I think he does. Blue Shadow. And then we'll go to Big Ulster, sorry.
I don't think it actually takes that long for it to become clear to the squad who are the leaders within it. You know, even if he's only in the door a month or so, I think everybody pretty much accepted that Bruno was the leader beforehand. Not our Bruno Alves.
We've always been leaders.
Well, I've actually found a photograph of your old centre-back partner, Bridge. I put it in the lobby for you. So
Bruno Alves is always on his sick bed. Bruno Alves was always on his sick bed. So
it hasn't really worked out, but you know, it was a lot. But the players looked up to him, you know, as in he's going to be. He was one of the leaders of the squad, whether he was playing or not. Especially when Pedro was there. I think it'll take a couple of weeks more, but I think after a month, 6 weeks, if he was made captain while Wallace is, or vice captain, i.e., you know, Wallace is still captain, but he's vice captain, that's a way of perhaps getting round it. And we
can ask, Loyal, on that subject, if you don't mind me, can I ask a question? This to all the panel. Does anybody actually see Wallace making it back into the team?
The only thing I will say is, mate, in that left back, he's got more physicality than Declan John. You know, the way Scottish football is, and like, I know he's not the best header of the ball ever, but he's still got more physicality than Declan John.
He's a big fella too. He's 6 feet, you know. So,
but you see, I will always have that image of Wallace defending, of him up against Forrest Stump. And he just backed off him, and it was just like, no, you can't do that. You can't back into your own 18-yard box. I mean, that's how. I mean, and a classic example of what happens when you back off is that goal we scored against Ross County at the weekend, because they backed off, and Candias went, right, I'm in range, and I'm going to have a dig at it, and it was a goal.
Yeah, your two goals were like that, weren't they? Admittedly, Cummings ran a wee bit further, but they're both picked up sort of in midfield type thing, you know, and ran. Well, like the Candias ran maybe 20 yards or something like that, 15, 20 yards, and pumped the ball in. Good goal. Yeah.
I don't happen to think that Declan John has been that bad, to be honest.
No, he hasn't been, mate, not at all.
Yeah, I think if you see, I don't know when Lee Wallace's sort of plan to come back, but I would imagine it'll take him a while to get match fit, and maybe playing in the first team's not the place to do that, you know. I think DJ's made that position his own since Lee Wallace got injured. I'm quite pleased with the wee fella. I think he's done a decent job in there. He's not the best full back in the world, but he's not the worst either. You know, there's somebody worse than him at Rangers right now. But sorry, on you go, Blue.
He's shown a surprising amount of discipline, isn't he, Rudy?
Yeah, he certainly has. I've been pleased with him, Blue, you know. I think if you had to bring Lee Wallace back, maybe say in 3-4 weeks' time, and then say to the wee fella, right, sorry mate, that's it, I'm going to put Lee Wallace back in there, I think he'd be a bit miffed. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't really blame him. You know, no, it's a squad game, innit? You know, it's a squad game, but Lee Wallace, for me, lets himself down a lot, you know. I mean, he's got a bit of pace and all that, Lee, and he's way bigger than DJ is, but I don't know, I sometimes watch Lee Wallace and I just think he's no really. I think what I'm trying to say is he's no captain material for me.
Could Lee Wallace become the club captain?
That's a strong possibility, isn't it?
I think he is the club captain at the moment, which is overall. He's no lost that part, I don't think. But my experience tells me that unless Lee Wallace manages to get a place in the team before the summer break, he's going to really struggle to get back in the team, because based on what I'm reading and hearing is that the training regimes with the new players involved has actually stepped up a level. So Wallace, if he's not started training yet properly, then he's missed out in this step up, you know, and he'll find it naturally he'll find it a bit more daunting, and of course he's not going to help himself if he might be fit as fit as he was before, but that might not be enough to get to get to the next level.
Well, there's two questions that spring to mind. Who's the better out of DJ and Wallace going forward?
DJ without a doubt for me.
DJ for me as well.
Same here. And who is the better? And is Wallace that much better defensively than DJ to justify playing him?
I don't think any two of them can really defend, to be honest with you.
I think you might be right there, Ibrox, by the
way. I mean, I've watched Lee Wallace loads of times, and there's been many a time the wide man, whoever we're playing against, has got down that wing, down his side of the park and crossed the ball, and he's no managed to stop it. A lot of times he does that, so I don't think DJ's any worse as a defender than Lee Wallace is, to be honest.
Can I just say something?
Happened to us all day yesterday we're passing the ball across.
Yeah,
we're not cutting that ball across, that cross ball out. Sorry.
No.
I think we just keep talking. Just keep talking, I guess, here, and I think Travel's going to be phoning in soon.
No. I'm just saying, picking up for yesterday's game, mate, do you know the power of work defensively Jamie Murphy put in was absolutely outstanding for me, mate. It was much...
Oh, brilliant, mate.
You've seen much more him defending yesterday than you did in the attacking roles, but you've got to give him credit because...
In the second half, mate.
Aye, because... When we seen Windass in that position, we were always saying, you really need to get back and start helping out your left back as well, which you obviously couldn't do, but obviously it's a thing. Jamie Murphy's got his game as well, so...
Can I just say, Rick, do you think that if Lee Wallace hadn't got injured, that John would have got his chance?
We'd probably never have bought John. Truth be told.
That's probably, he might be right. Bridge might be right there.
But I mean, we still never really had cover though, did we? So, well, apart from Hodgson, I know you can play on that side, but
I think it was
I
think he was just brought in.
To be honest,
I think he was just brought in for a wee bit of cover for Wallace during his initial injury, but the injuries proved a bit longer than first thought. So they obviously took the chance, and they've got a good quality player for a free basically. So well done to Rangers for doing that. And if they're going to, if they want to move him on, then they might get some money for him and things like that. And he is a good player. Everybody's saying it.
What was the contract they gave him there, Bridge? Was it a 3.5 year or something?
3.5 year, 3.5 year deal. Absolutely, yeah. And he's not a bad player, but I don't know if he's. The question was asked earlier: is he better than Lee Wallace? Probably from a skill perspective and a going forward perspective. Yeah. Don't know about defensively. Wallace might be a stronger defender, but there's not that much between them to all intents and purposes. I think Declan John's a more accomplished footballer, i.e. skill-wise, sort of be able to take and move into space and things like that.
I've always been a big fan of Lee Wallace's evening travel on Cow doing, mate.
Sailor, leave the sea. Hi, Travel.
Good evening.
I didn't get the words out and you had joined the call.
Hey, I'm just disappointed Alan 63's not in here. Then you would have had your full set. I love it the way you... I know you didn't, Ox. I know, I can trust you, mate.
Don't say that, mate.
I love the way you're writing Lee Wallace off. We're talking about the guy who stayed when everybody else turned tail and disappeared down the road for more coin. But he stayed for the fight. But nah, he's all writing him off. Come on, Bridge. You're talking about this fitness level going up a bit. Lee Wallace is a specimen of...
The reports that are coming out from the manager is that the guys that have came in have actually raised that a level. So I'm not sure if Wallace is
But you were intimating that Lee Wallace wouldn't be able to manage that.
No, not at the moment. I wouldn't think so. If he's not training yet.
Of course. Aye, but I think the way that you were making out is that they've went up a level in fitness-wise, so Lee Wallace is going to struggle.
No. They're
absolutely no way. Lee Wallace, for me, is the finest specimen of human being I've seen.
Level, they're training at a
better than Beyonce. You spend too much time at sea.
Club captain. And we're talking, people are willing to shoot him down. Stayed when everybody else turned away. People are willing to write him off. I can't be doing with this.
I'm sorry, mate, but
that's not what we're about. That's not what we're about. Come on, we're here to support our players. We're here to encourage our players. We are starting to see a turning in Scottish football here. We are starting to kick back. We're starting to fight back. You can see the way the press is all starting to turn. They're worried about what's coming. Every single player that's in your team, every single player gets your support.
Who was the better back, Travel? Who's the better back?
Come on.
What's the relevance of whether he stayed or whether he went's irrelevant?
How is it no? How's that relevant?
We're talking about the guy as a player, not whether as a human being. We're talking who's the better player, because who's the better player is who will take the club forward.
And that for me is Lee Wallace.
Well, you're entitled to your opinion.
And somebody keeps talking about James Forrest. James Forrest backs off. I'll show you countless Hearts games where James Tavernier's getting totally not dominated at the back post, but all of a sudden he's the greatest thing to sliced bread because he's put 2 or 3 good games together. Everybody thinks, but he's a multi-million-pound player now, James Tavernier. But I can give you the games against Hearts where he was just every time the ball seemed to go to the back post. So can we know? We've all watched the deficiencies in their team.
But the reason that ball went to the back post that night is because Wallace failed to block the cross.
I think Ox, to be fair, it wasn't just one game it happened. It wasn't even just one game against Hearts. Come on.
He's got flaws. Tavernier's got flaws in his game as well, mate. He's on a real good bit of form this now.
No, I thought he could walk in water as well, Tav.
The question that was asked, who's the better back? Declan John or Lee Wallace? Now, running forward with the ball, Declan John is a lot more comfortable than Lee Wallace is. Would you accept that?
No.
And he's got more pace as well.
And he's got more pace.
And skill.
I'm not even jumping onto that one either.
No, I'm not having a go at Lee Wallace. I'm just saying that for me, Lee Wallace has got a better engine than Declan John. That's a different thing. Declan John might be pacier or a sprint, but Wallace keeps going more often. Then you're down to who's got the better cross and who's the better defender. Now, I said that Wallace could come into your team because he's got more physicality than Declan John. He's about 6 foot.
Okay.
It's a bit more bottle as well.
I think I don't know what the numbers are, but I can think Lee Wallace has scored a few goals for us as well, attacking forward there. So,
he has. But the first thing Lee Wallace has
scored against the Manx as well, which is always a good thing.
He's got to get himself fit in.
Listen, I'm kind of swaying towards. Do we even expect to see Wallace back this season?
I doubt it.
That's what we were speaking about at Travel.
It's great. It's great that we've got somebody like DJ that can fill in there, and I'm more than happy. It's the same for every position. I want to see at least 2 players playing for each position. So if it's Wallace, if it's DJ, great. I just want to see somebody on that right hand side to be pushing Tav, because if Tav picks up an injury or Tav starts to go off the boil, I want somebody to be biting his ankles, wanting that position.
Nobody should walk into your team, Travel. Doesn't matter.
The one player I think that could actually push Tav, I think we've sent out on loan.
Do you
know that boy?
Who's that boy?
Ross Lyon.
Oh, I've not seen enough of him to judge me.
See, can I see the boy that was playing against us at the weekend? I've always been quite impressed with him, that Jason Naismith.
Aye. He was with St Mirren, wasn't he?
Aye. And I always, that's the type of player that maybe we should be looking at as maybe try and pick him up on a contract type deal. I don't even know that Ross County, but it's that type of player where, he's maybe not going to be expecting to get a game every week, but he'd be a good player to have in your squad. And I don't know if you're wanting to push for development players or whatever, but he looks as if he knows the Scottish game, and as I say, he always seems to have a decent game against us. So that could be something like that. Could be an option.
You'd like to think if if it was the case, maybe somebody's looking at mate. But what I will say is, if you think back, mate, and I go back to Walter's team when we signed Alec Cleland, you thought, oh, there's a squad player. Look at the number of games he played for.
I know, aye. Just another thing, I don't know, Ibrox might have seen it because he's one of the Twitterati. I know you're not caught up with that generation yet, Ox, but
no likely being either.
I don't know if Ibrox seen the thing where the boy that won the Goal of the Month competition. He was at the training centre the other day. He was getting a chance to replicate Josh Windass's goal. Right. Interestingly, Ryan Jack was there, kitted out, looked as if he was training. I thought Ryan Jack, they were talking about him being out for the season, but Ryan Jack was there with Jason Holt and Andy Halliday and Jason Cummins. They were all there with the boy as he was doing this, get through this practice thing. So I'm hoping that maybe Ryan Jack's already back in training, and Ross McCrory can be back, hopefully at least coming back to training in a couple of weeks. They're going to have some choice of players, and
I think Ross McCrory will be back training before Ryan Jack. Ryan Jack's going to have an operation.
But fair enough, Brian. I know what you're saying. I'm not. All I'm saying, that's what was on when it showed the video of the day. There was Ryan Jack with the training gear on in the training complex, and it looked as if he'd been working with the other players. So, it might be maybe he wasn't training, but. Yeah. It certainly didn't look as if he was in plaster and crutches anyway. So
we'll hook you in with the Lee Wallace thing. Give your pros and cons for yesterday.
I think the first half
played well.
Played fantastic. The difficult or the disappointing side of it is I thought our forwards were pretty blunt, and I couldn't. Rating the players, I didn't really give Morelos or Windass a very high score, but I gave Candeas and Murphy a good score. I thought that the wide players played well, and they did put decent balls in, but there was so many. I mean, when I watched the game back, there was a lot of chances that we didn't take, and chances in the 6-yard box. So I'm sorry, but I know the wee Alfredo's been great, and he puts in a great amount of work and all that, but he needs to start scoring, because there's at least one other strikers ready to just go in there. And I said all along I wanted to see a partnership. Maybe that's just what he needs. Windass isn't enough of a partner for him, and maybe just needs somebody that's a wee bit further forward thinking than what Windass is. So the pros was David Bates, Jason Holt, Candeas and Murphy for me. The rest of them were all a bit average, I would say. No real letdowns, but the ones that stood above was maybe the A4. A big goalkeeper never let us down. He came and took a couple of good crossbars, but he never really had much else today, did he?
No, not really, mate. That must be one of his quietest games ever for us, mate, if I'm being really honest.
Aye. Bravo. Do you not think Cummins took his goal well?
I thought Cummins did do very well, and that's he's got loads of endeavour, hasn't he?
Aye.
Again, he's another Jason Holt. You're not going to be saying Cummins could have gave his melody. I think he's one of these boys that will just give you 110%. But
I mean, he must have run 40 yards with that ball.
He's not ready to play 90 minutes, but
no, he's not. No. But then again, he's maybe the type of thing we should be starting on Wednesday night.
Do you like Jason Cummins' travel?
Oh, I love him.
Well, I think it's quite good now. Let's hear from Jason Cummins, if you don't mind going on mute.
Jason, just how much did you enjoy that moment today?
It was something that I'll remember for a long time. My first goal for Rangers, warming up in front of the fans. I couldn't believe the reception I was getting. I was eager to get on and just try to get a chance. And it came to me, and I got a wee bit of luck, hit the defender, but it went in, so I was buzzing, mate.
When you were going on, did you have a wee feeling in your head that this could be a day, the day that you'd open your score for Rangers?
Every game I've got that feeling. Every game I've got a feeling that I'm going to score. Today I did that. To be fair, I had a wee gut instinct that if I got on, then I'm going to get a chance here. If I take it, I'll take it. So I'm just glad I hit the back of the net. and good celebration at the Rangers end.
Talk us through the goal and just how it opened up for you.
I can't even go up. I think I picked it up in the close to the halfway line. Thought I'd run, try to get on my left foot as quick as I can, and kind of just hit it and it went in. So I'm saying, as I seen it hit the net, I was just buzzing.
It must have been pretty special to run over to the Rangers fans and to see them react in that way. A really special moment.
No, it was unreal. Since I've came to the club, they've treated me unreal. The reception I get warming up at Ibrox, some reception it was there as well. So I'm just glad that we've got them the 3 points. The most important thing, obviously, travelling all the way up here to support us. Different class, got them the 3 points and then back up the road. So,
did you manage to use your tattoo today?
I done it, mate. I done it. Hopefully there's a few photos that you can put at the end of this interview for the fans.
Well, of course, in terms of the performance, Rangers of course played really well in the first half. Just went in 1 goal ahead. Perhaps should have been more. Ross County of course came back into it a wee bit in the second half, but overall it was a deserved victory.
It was a deserved victory for us. It was, you come up here, it's a hard game, no matter what, and they made it hard for us at the end. I thought first half we were in control, probably should have been up a few more goals if we took our chances, and then at the end of the game there they came into it a wee bit, but overall I think well deserved.
What did the manager say to you at the end? He was obviously very pleased with the performance overall.
He was delighted. The main thing is the 3 points. You come up here, doesn't really matter how you get it, 3 points and up the road. He was delighted. He said to me before I was going on that I was going to score, so he was right.
You have a wee chance to celebrate your goal tonight?
Don't know, I might go home and just get the feet up, chill. Got a game Wednesday, so I'll get ready for that.
He's as mad as a band of fox.
He's certainly doesn't lack confidence, does he? Yeah,
he's a character, really, isn't he?
Brilliant, man. Absolutely love him to bits already. You know, if he contributes like that, even if he's coming off the bench for 20 minutes, half an hour, if he contributes like that on a game-by-game basis, I'll be well chuffed, you know. As I say, he's got bags of confidence. He doesn't doubt himself whatsoever, does he? You can hear it. I always expect myself to score, you know.
He's just what we need. Rudy.
Oh, it's exactly what we need.
Supporters we need somebody like that, and it's I think touched on that there was 11 bricks finished the game for us yesterday. I think it's more important you just look at the amount of Rangers supporters, call it Rangers supporters, Protestants, whatever you want to call it, but you look at what we're filling our team with, filling our squad with, and I can't help but get super excited about what's coming for us. We're building in the right way.
I mean, proof for the start of the season, Trevor, when the team came in and we started with Alves and Cardozo, and we thought that Ryan Jack and Dorrans, and it looked as if it was going to be Herrera and Miller up front. But God's sake, it's completely different off a season.
Aye, but you look at the last 2 games, the Aberdeen game. I know we were. Although we were kind of cruising in them, but we fell out the game with 10 minutes to go, and they had a few chances. We'd at least get a draw. Probably would on and beat us in the past. And the same way at the weekend there. The way that second half went, although we totally dominated the first half, the second half we went right out it, and in the past we'd have lost that game. I think we've got there's a different attitude. There's a resilience. There's an understanding, I think, amongst the players, and it's just. I think before, we've got spunk, mate. There's players there that have got something about them.
Big Ulster, how much is that coming for the ginger Maldini?
Oh, this is what that question you had asked there as well. We're definitely a far better team than what we were starting it off. The quality we've added, especially this window, is different class. Plus, we've got a lot of quality waiting to come on as well. You have got like Dorrans and stuff who have to come back from injury. But I think we look like a far different animal now, to be honest. Far, far, far better team. Strength and depth. And we've actually can likes of Cummings coming off on the bench and getting us the goal. I think that's something we've been lacking as well. We've looked at our bench and we haven't been going really well. Our patches in games where we've started to maybe not play as good. And we've looked at our bench and there's been nobody there to change it. but then you've got the likes of Doherty coming on, you've got Cummins, looking fantastic. So I'm really excited, to be honest.
Good eye, Brooks Loyal.
Oh no, absolutely brilliant, mate. The fans give him the love, mate, and he gives him it right back. Whether it's in his interviews, his pretty short time that he's had on the park, the last 2 games, he just playing again there. No, good, mate. We know what he's got. He's full of enthusiasm. His travel says plenty of spunk, mate, but he's just quality player, mate, and I can see him scoring lots of goals between now and the end of the season, mate. And if he does that, then we should be spending that, what is it, £600,000-800,000 and getting him full time come the end of the season.
Alright, I'll go to the caller, then I'll go to the rumour I've just received for Twitter. Evening, caller.
Hi, good evening, Denver, Colorado calling.
Oh! Danny Wilson's new fan.
I know, I'm the only guy who knows who he is, man. What are you doing sending him out here? Not enough room here for 2 Scotsmen, you know.
Well, at least there'll be one Ranger supporter there.
That's right, aye. You're right, for sure, man. It'll still not make me go and see that load of crap anyway, that's for sure. So, there you go.
What's on your mind, Denver?
You know what, I'm just calling up to say how my son was inconsolable with the amount of abuse and bigotry from the Rangers fans yesterday. I could not console him. It was unbelievable. I have never been so offended in my life.
Well, all I can suggest to you, Denver, all I can suggest to you, Denver, is like the rest of the parents, you teach the lads the songs so your boy doesn't feel out to it.
Not the song, Doc. Don't you worry about that, my man. Don't you worry about that. Sings it in a crazy American accent right enough, which is kind of weird, but that's all right. Aye, we're playing some good football though, boys, eh?
Well, first half yesterday, mate, we played particularly well. Second half was a wee bit sticky, kind of game you maybe expect up there. But 3 points, you move on, Denver.
That's right. You know, I've noticed that that's 2 games. The Aberdeen game in the last 10 minutes, we got caught up in that Scottish style of football where the ball is up in the air most of the time. And in the second half, the same thing happened yesterday. Because we keep the ball on the grass, man, we can play some nice football, you know. But we get caught up in it in the 2 games, and you know, the football we're playing is just sweet, man, sweet.
I'm going to come in for what I've just picked up on Twitter, so Denver will know first. Rumour has it it's a story breaking in the Express tomorrow that will receive for China a £6 million bid for Morelos.
Oh, aye, they can all go and jump the Clyde, mate, for $6 million, mate. He's worth 10 times that.
Maybe jumping the Yankee, maybe, you know, in the Clyde, mate.
Or the China Sea, they can jump the China Sea then, because I'm sorry, he's worth a lot more than $6 million. That's.
Well, let's go through. Who's that? Who said take it?
Travel Rug.
Rudy.
I think it'd be hard to knock that back.
Gary.
Absolutely not. $6 million, not a chance.
Bridgeman.
I think you could get 10. If there's a bid in at 6, you could stretch that to 10. But I think the club, based on what we know, unless they've got 100% confidence in everybody backing, then I think they'll probably find themselves in a position they can't say no, to be honest.
Ulster?
I think if that's true, I think the club will take it, to be honest with you, if they can get a replacement in. I think with his comments over in Colombia, I think it's, well, if that's true as well, you know, I mean, his agent probably is looking at different offers. So, if it's true, I think we probably would take it. I don't think a club could turn down $6 million, to be honest. But I can take all of people's points that, you know, his value could be bigger than that. especially at the end of the season. But it's up to the club if it's true.
Denver. On you go, Bridge.
Load of crap. On you go, Bridge.
No, I've already said, pal, I'm quite happy. I've given my thing on that. It was somebody else that was there. No, I was just saying there. I think if they'll get closer to 10. If the first bid in is, if there's any bids at all, and it's first bid in is 6 million, I think they'll stretch it and probably get closer to 10. But I think they'll take the money. I think that's what happened. The club, it's too much money for them to refuse. I think.
You might have a point there, Bridge, because the money in Chinese football just now is just absolutely crazy. So it is. It's
well, it depends
what
they're offering massive wages.
Also depends what's in his contract, Ibrox. So that's what you've got to. You'll never know what's the fine print in his contract.
I wouldn't imagine it would have anything to say that if a club came in that it could leave in January.
It might be. You're saying somebody for £1 million in the summer. You might say, okay, we'll give you a $5 million release clause.
Well, say if they've done that, I know we've got Cummins and I don't know, but I think they're seriously, if they accept that bid, they're shooting themselves right in the foot. I'm sorry.
Why is that?
Because let's be honest, he's worth £10 million plus.
No,
there's no doubt about it. He's the top goal scorer in Scottish football, mate. If it was,
it's Scottish football, Ibrox. He's only worth what somebody's willing to offer you. We go out there and say he's worth 10 million. That's just that's setting a figure. If somebody wants to come and offer us money, here's what you're going to have to look at. It's no going to be a Barry Mackay. We'll let you go for £500,000. What we're saying is, if you want to come and offer us 10 million, then we'll talk to you. But the reality is, if they come and offer you 5 or 6 million, that's you getting 5 or 6 times what you paid for him, and we can't go knocking that back. We can't. That boy could go out there and get a cruciate on Wednesday night up at Fraserburgh, and then his value plummets. Look at Dembele. Look at Dembele. That lot across the city, they're fuming. They never cashed in on him. His dummies went out, and he's worth next to nothing for them now. So I'm sorry if
big mistake,
I know it's
mate.
only paper talk, but if you're getting 5 or 6 times a return on your investment, then in 6 months is the position that we're in, we cannot turn that down. And let's give our director of football a bit of credit. Some of the prices he's talking about for these players, like Cummins at 600,000, $1 million or 750,000, whatever it is for Murphy. Imagine what he can do if he's got £6 million to play with.
Well, he's a top scorer in Scotland by a long way in the league football. I think if Rangers have been given this offer of like you said, 5 million, I think Rangers will probably maybe 6 million. Rangers would try and stretch it. I'm quite sure they would. They would just, it's ordinary business. They would stretch it to as much as they can. They'd make their decision somewhere along the line. What would they accept for him? And I'm quite sure that Rangers would probably accept. If it was a first bid of 6, they'd probably accept a bid of £7.5, £8 million. And if they get it to 10, brilliant. But they'll certainly, most assuredly, I can hear the term boom song in my mind. Remember we had boom song, he was playing absolutely out of his skin. And as soon as a good offer came in, they managed to work up for Newcastle and bang, £8 million away he went. So I think it's something like that. Rangers would be foolish in the extreme to turn down a really good offer for any of their players. However, we have to remember Morelos is a rising star. He scored 13 goals or something like that he scored in our league. Just amazing. There's nobody else near him. So let's see.
Ox, see if we were sitting an equal point with the Soap Dodgers, and my attitude might be different.
Well, the boys got potential, but I just don't think we could knock back 6, 7, 8 million for a boy that we don't know could go. Might down tools on us. You don't know what you're going to get in the future if his head's been turned. And as I say to Ibrox, you don't know what the small print in his contract. He's got to hear these offers. If it's true, of course, it's only Twitter. You know what I mean?
I just think, see if we play Morelos and Cummins up front, the partnership the two of them could build, the goals they could score between them.
I don't see it. I don't see it, Gary. I really don't see it, because they're both. There's a lot of similarities in the space and the runs they take. There's no a little guy, a big guy there. I would say that Morelos is maybe a better, stronger player than Cummings, but Cummings can potentially score goals. But he might not knock as many people off the ball as Morelos does. I don't see the two of them as a two personally, but it's all about opinions, mate.
And the other thing we've got to bear in mind is that Morelos he's got Kenny Miller coming back shortly, so Morelos isn't guaranteed his place.
Is this turned into the comedy stand tonight?
For Lee Wallace.
Turned into the comedy stand now after that comment.
The thing is, as well, you're talking about a player who is reportedly already said that he wants to leave.
Aye, he wants to leave for the Kashmir trip, he says.
Aye, well, whatever. I mean, basically, when it comes down to it these days, players want to leave. It usually involves for money, and if he goes to China, he'll get money. It basically comes down to. So, and we can perhaps use that money to go out and buy a player that would complement Cummings perhaps better, so we could play two up front. I mean, I think Cummings is just a bit smarter in the way that, from what I've seen of him so far. I know it's only been a short time, but what we've seen so far, he's just a little bit smarter in what he does with the ball.
Shadow, I would hate to lose him. But we've got to be pragmatic and realistic. And plus the fact Rangers need to watch what they're doing as well. If this is true, there's only 2 days to go. So I don't know whether Rangers are thinking we've got somebody a ready replacement, or are we going to go and buy somebody? So we've only got 2 days to go.
That's what it could be, mate. Ibrox loyal yellow tie will be turning into a black one.
I'm seriously just about to lose a plot with this one, man.
Why? Listen. Why
you lose the plot, mate?
Because, let's be honest, I know we've got Cummings, and I believe Cummings will score goals, mate. There's no doubt about it. He's got it in the bag, but you can't lose 13 goals, and what is it? He's been here less than half a season. Top goal scorer in the league, with the potential that I know that you say yourself, Oxger, that you might never see the two of them being a two, but I'm a bit like Gary. I think if the two of them play, mate, they could destroy Scottish defences, mate.
How much would you say? How much would you say it would be if you would accept? What would you go if somebody said to you 20 million or 15 million?
No. I'm not saying that he's worth that, mate. I'm just saying that I wouldn't be listening to anything less than 10, right. And at least half of that has got to be up front.
Mm-hmm. Oh, jeez.
Don't you worry, Ibrox. He'll be here by the end of the season, mate.
Aye.
Me? I don't score goals, mate. I'm sorry, mate. Maybe let them in, but don't score them.
Hey, Ibrox, I've got plenty of Yankee dollars to bet that he's going to be here at the end of the season. Don't worry about that, my man.
Cheers, mate.
Anyway,
cheers.
And where did we hear about this? What paper was it?
Just Twitter, mate. Paper. Just Twitter, mate.
Oh, Twitter. Twitter, the land of high school girls and perverts.
It's apparently
it's on the Express website.
It's on the Express
as well. And usually he's pretty accurate, the boy Archer, as well.
A verbal offer has been made for the club's top scorer from the Chinese Super League. I'm not going to try and pronounce that name for the club because I just... It's not that good. The Light Blues are already looking at potential replacements should the deal be struck before they close of the transfer window.
So see if it happens, there will be uproar across the city. Uproar. They've been trying to hawk Dumbbelly for God knows how many months, and if this guy comes in for a 10, you just imagine. Wow.
I mean, who's going to happen? That wee guy's going to go to England next. That's his next port of call, I'll tell you. I say plenty of Yankee dollars here to bet on it if anybody wants to take me up on it.
Say it does go, right? Say we get 7-8, for example, right? Who would you go for? There's 2 days left.
Dumbbelly.
For
3 million.
3 million, aye. You're overvaluing on their roster.
Probably right.
I mean, our director of football's got to have a list of guys that he was going to go for in the summer already, so he's got to be looking into it if this is genuine.
But it's a verbal offer, it's nothing written, so I don't know who's speaking to whom, if you follow me. So it could be the director of football has received the offer on a phone call. But we won't know, of course we won't know.
So you can obviously speak Chinese then.
Well, that's what I mean. There's obviously an in-between, somebody in between, because, you know, if it's a Chinese league team, I don't think there's very many English speakers in there, you know.
Look at all these players that we couldn't buy. We couldn't buy them because we didn't have the capital to buy them. That kind of money there would tie up most of the signings that we brought in this last window.
That's a good point, Ulster. Yeah,
Plus, it gives you money to add too. You know, I get the point too. We've got to wait and see if it's true or not. But it's a lot of money for a club like Rangers, given our predicament at the minute.
I mean, if it's true, Ulster, and they've come in and offered, the Chinese clubs come in and offered $6 million, there's a possibility that could be bumped up, as Bridge said, to about 7.5, maybe $8 million. If that's the case, how can you knock that back, $8 million? You know what I mean? It's just
even 10's pennies for a club like that, though. Think of the money that's over there. Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's what I was saying, Gary. The money in Chinese football is just incredible. You know, the money they pay there's just.
Have they not just changed the rules though across there?
I think they did.
There's something like 100% tax on players being brought in from abroad.
There's ways you can get rid of all that kind of stuff, though, isn't there? You know. I mean, the club could pay his tax and all sorts of stuff. You know, I mean, it's happened before.
Anyway, gentlemen, we've reached that time of the evening. I'll go to Denver first for a shout out. Denver.
All right, guys. Well, good to see the Rangers playing some nice football on the deck. And thanks very much for everything you do, guys. You keep me in the loop there, and it's always good. 2 o'clock in the afternoon to 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Passes my working day just fine. It's all the best, guys.
I feel like social work up Denver.
Tell Danny Wilson we were asking for him, Denver.
I'll say that. Aye.
Ibrox Loyal.
Aye, just a big shout out to again.
Off the deck. Players come and go, mate. Players come.
I know, mate. I know. But just a big shout out to Graham Murray and the team. Thanks for your performance yesterday. Made a very good Sunday. Roll that on to Wednesday night to the cup game. Can I just wish one of our ex-players, Big George Alberts, a happy birthday as well, mate.
Well said, Big Ulster.
Yep, Morelos. It was good while it lasted. I'm joking,
Rudy Bear.
Just everybody been listening. Great to have you. Great to have you on this.
Facebook page.
Yes, and a
shout out.
Yep, it's Rangers Radio live streams on the Facebook. So if you keep sharing that as you have been doing and liking it, that would be really appreciated. Thank you.
Rudy Bear.
Yeah, Graham Murray. The team, good 3 points, good battle on 3 points. No banana skin on Wednesday night now. And a big shout out to George Alberts, one of my all-time favourite Rangers players. Happy birthday, big man.
Blue Shadow.
Big shout out to Mr. Murray. Keep it going on Wednesday night. I would love to see 2 players up front, Morelos and Cummings up front, and see how they'd work together as a pair, whether Morelos is going or not.
Gary?
Aye, just a big shout out to Mr. Murray and the boys. Very important 3 points yesterday. Hope they're preparing well for Wednesday, and of course a happy birthday to the Hammer as well.
Travel Rug.
Just wish a lot of players that are on the sidelines recovering from injury, wish them all the best, especially Lee Wallace and Kenny Miller. It's exciting times that we're winning games, but we think about the players that can't get a game for us just now with injuries and everything. So, as I've said before, I'm getting more and more excited with what's coming for us, and we deserve it.
Yeah.
Bridgeman.
I'd like to echo everybody's shout out. It's very, very good, and some great discussions tonight. And that last bit of news regarding any transfer of our star centre forward. It sort of throws things out in a different angle, you know. So hopefully we're still discussing it in the next day or two to see what happens. I hope it's not just rubbish, you know. However, to all the Rangers fans all over the world, and particularly Rangers fans on here on Rangers Radio, and of course my good pal Ibrox Loyal, I hope everything's okay in your romance and so on and so forth, pal. But to all of you, please keep it going for the Rangers. Just keep it going.
Here, Bridge, can I thank the Rangers Radio specs for Denver to Australia. Thank Big Al in Denver for joining us, Ibrox Loyal, yourself, Bridge, Travel Rug, Young Gary, Blue Shadow, Rudy Bear, and the one and only Big Ulster. This has been Rangers Radio. Rangers radio show for the fans, by the fans. We'll be back tomorrow night between 9 and 11 talking about all things Rangers. Take it away, the Fox.
Ever since I recall, I have followed football, and ingrained in my heart are the Rangers FC. Through good and the bad, times of happy or sad, it will always be Rangers for me. For when I was a lad, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget that beautiful sight of the red, blue and white from the day I'd be Rangers for life. And I vowed to my dad, if I too have a lad, I would show him the way as he did on that day. And so now here I stand with young Lyle by the hand, after walking down Paisley Road West. For when I was a lad, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget that beautiful sight of the red, blue and white. From that day I'd be Rangers for life. When I was a lad, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget that beautiful sight of the red, blue and white. For the day I'd be Rangers for life. There's a great sense of pride that I feel deep inside as I'm watching the jurors, my father and son. And it's sure safe to say at the end of the game, win or lose, we will all follow on. For when I was a lad, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget that beautiful sight of the red, blue and white. From that day I'd be Rangers for life. Ever since I recall, I have followed football, and ingrained in my heart are the Rangers FC. Through good and the bad, times of happy or sad, it will always be Rangers for me. For when I was a lad, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget that beautiful sight of the red, blue and white. For the day I'd be Rangers for life. From that day I'd be Rangers for life. From that day I'd be Rangers for life.